Walking is just the next thing that you do after crawling. If your idea of exercise is simply walking, what I'm telling you is you're aiming too low. Aim higher, okay? Hey, everybody. I know that a lot of people turn to walking as a way to get in their daily exercise. So today the question is going to be, is walking in and of itself really exercise? So this is Mark Johnson, your fitness ambassador from Bounce Pep and the youngest son of Bill Johnson. I'm going to answer that question and understand that this is not really scientific or anything like that. And in fact, you can talk to different doctors. Doctors, a lot of them will tell you that walking is exercise, okay? But I'm not going to go in that direction. Now, before I jump into this, let me just say that I would appreciate it if you subscribe and then hit the like button and then also share this video. Let's spread this message out to the world. So, my personal opinion on this is walking in and of itself is not truly exercise, okay? Exercise is some physical activity that is deliberately, purposefully structured in order to get yourself fit and keep yourself fit, okay? Deliberately, purposefully structured to do that. Walking in and of itself, by that definition, is not exercise, okay? Walking is simply something that's our default way of getting from point A to point B. And most people can get 2 or 3 miles of walking in per day just as a matter of course, just as a matter of going from point A to point B at different times throughout their day. They're going to get in a couple miles, perhaps, of walking. Okay. There's nothing deliberate or purposeful in terms of getting themselves fit about that. They're just walking as a matter of course. Walking is just the next thing that you do after crawling. Okay. It's not something that in and of itself is really a physical exertion that is intense and requires you to overcome a challenge. With that said, I do acknowledge that there are people who are extremely sedentary. Okay, they actually don't even walk hardly anywhere on a daily basis. Okay, and so for them, if they decide they want to get into better shape, they actually have to start with walking because they're not even doing that. So if you are in that boat, you're sedentary, you don't really have much physical activity at all, and you must start with walking because walking actually is a bit of a challenge for you, then what I'm going to tell you is, yes, start with walking. If that's where you have, if you have to start with crawling, just like a little baby again, and start there, okay? But I want you to graduate from mere walking as quickly as possible because, again, walking is just our default way of getting from point A to point B. I don't want you to think of that as true exercise, in the real spirit of the word. Okay, so if you're going to be walking, do something to jazz it up. Do something to make it more challenging. Let's say you're at the gym and you're on a treadmill and you're walking. Okay, well, you can add an incline. Most treadmills allow you to add an incline on that. Okay, so you incline it up and then now you're simulating walking up a hill. So that's going to add in some intensity. It's going to make it more of a challenge. So then it starts to become something more like actual exercise. Now it is deliberately structured for the point of getting you physically fit and keeping you that way. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay, so if you're just walking on a treadmill flat, okay, well, again, that's just an everyday physical activity that's just going from point A to point B. It's not truly exercise as far as I'm concerned. So when we talk about exercise, you need to do something that challenges you. Okay, walking, even if you walk 5 miles, if you're burned out after a 5-mile walk, then you're really, really out of shape. That's all I can tell you. You're really, really out of shape. You have got to be able to exert yourself physically more than that. You've got to get to a higher level. So if your idea of exercise is simply walking, what I'm telling you is you're aiming too low. Aim higher. Okay. You got to graduate, add an incline. And then if that's not enough, then start jogging, pick up the pace. If that's not enough, start running. Okay. And then graduate beyond just walking and start lifting weights. Start doing things that challenge you. That is exercise. And they are deliberately structured to challenge you. Deliberately. It's purposeful. Okay. This is the true spirit of exercise. Simply walking, that's all fine and well. And of course, it can only benefit your health. I'm not saying that you shouldn't walk. Walking can only benefit your health. But I want you to be careful about believing that that's just enough. Raise your standards. Do something more vigorous. Challenge yourself. Lift some weights. Run. Do something to get your heart rate up. Do something to make your muscles ache a little bit. That's what exercise is. When we talk about the spirit of exercise, that's what exercise is. Walking, simply walking, does not meet that criteria. Okay. With that said, stick with it. Stay fit. Keep going. I believe in you. Take care. Talk to you next time.